disrupting my stable without you and your brand new Triple Crown ego trippers, giving me even more freaking aggravation. Freaking American powers. Corny-ass half-wits. You're not gonna have that fat stable of yours very long if you keep on getting on my damn nerves. I am warning you, Ferrantino, for the first and last time. If you keep targeting Ronda Rousey, it's gonna be a freaking problem.
Nobody is targeting Ronda Rousey, you paranoid flake. Besides, your imbeciles signed on the dotted line for whatever matches they got, and that's got very little to do with me. But what I am sick of is your bullshit. When I get sick of a problem, I make that problem go away. Ask primetime Bobby Mills. Oh, wait, you can't. He's not gonna be around for a while now. Get a clue, Sherlock. You're playing with the wrong one, dog.
Get this into your head. I've been around this longer than you. I know tricks and get-arounds you won't find out about for another 10 years. You just keep messing with me and mine, and trust me, you are gonna F around and find out. Don't you test me, smartass.
I know what your problem is with me. I am what you'd be if you were successful. If people didn't want to puke at the sight of you. If the sound of your whiny, sniveling voice didn't drive people up the wall. If your own people weren't so desperate to hang on to their careers, they latched on to a bullshit loser whose power is circling the shitter. You see my success, and it drives you up the wall, because you just want to be what I am, Scott. Gee, I'd really love to hang around your green bean eaten ass and keep analyzing you, but I've got a successful stable to look after. One that loves me, later on, and bring it, if you're bringing it at all, with your poverty-ass stable. Welfare Popeye.
Welfare, Popeye. You miserable, sanctimonious son of a... Okay, just you freaking wait.
Welcome back for the second half of tonight's Rwl Sn Rl in Toronto. Wally, Johnny, and Tex here with you for the next for big matches. And man, oh man alive, are there some surprises thrown in there for good measure. It's totally time to get the snacks resupplied and get set for one more hour of our double mat action. We'll begin the second half tonight with the Sn Rl Women's Championship being defended by Liberty Belle Danielle against the #1 contender Brenda Blair, who survived an absolute war with 3 other ladies to make it to tonight's match. So before we begin, here's Christy Ogilvie from Rage with a recap and match highlights showing how we got here.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Christy Ogilvie with this Rage flashback to the amazing women's 4-way elimination match for the #1 contender spot for the Sn Rl Women's Championship. An amazing matchup that set the Fairfield Fox Faye Crawford, the Leopard Print Lovely, Crystal the Pistol Gabor, the sadistic Grace Fenwick of the UK ladies, and of course, the comeback queen herself, Brenda Blair, against one another in a last woman standing no rules brawl. And no joke, every single one of them turned in an epic level 5-star performance from the instant the bell rang. Crystal and Faye Crawford, former tag team champions together, went after each other like total strangers, while Grace Fenwick and Brenda Blair seemed to have some unfinished business going back to their previous matchup. The action certainly did get as out of hand as you can expect in a match with no disqualifications, and all 4 ladies played with those non-existent rules in mind, hitting each other with anything they could get their hands on. Grace was the first to go, pinned by Faye Crawford, and it got even more chaotic with just the group of 3. Crystal escaped several pin attempts when Faye Crawford and Brenda Blair decided to target each other instead of her. Faye even knocked Brenda down long enough to try and pin Crystal, getting only a 2 count. Brenda came back with a guitar and played a little El Kabong upside the head of the Fairfield Fox, and she was never quite the same again, and it was Brenda who ended up getting the pin on Faye Crawford. At this point, both Brenda and Crystal Gabor have nearly nothing left in the tank, and then it really got ugly when the ladies started swinging a baseball bat strung with barbed freaking wire, y'all. Brenda Blair whipped Crystal like a left-handed red-headed stepchild.
Brenda Blair rounds up Crystal Gabor, driving knee. Here's a cover and a hook of the leg. 1, 2. I absolutely do not believe it. Crystal Gabor powering out again somehow. Brenda with that jumping neckbreaker, and oh, that's it. She's gone too. Look at this. With her last ounce of strength, she has done it. Brenda Blair is the new #1 contender for the Snarl Women's Championship.
Here's the time of the final ball, exactly 13 minutes. And here's your winner, Brenda Blair.
And so, with nothing left, Brenda Blair has made it to tonight's match against Liberty Belle Danielle Heathcote for the Snarl Women's Championship. Is it Brenda Blair's time tonight?
Well, it's time you and me met up, Danielle Heathcote. Everyone talks about how good you are. You even talk yourself up pretty good too, but I don't listen to all the talk. I just look at what you can do. What you did to get where you are now. You've made it. You're a success. Triple Crown champion and everything, and there isn't a point you haven't earned, and nothing and no one can take that away from you. You can always be proud of that, Danielle. But it's time you moved on to other things, honey. Time to let other people shine around here. I don't hate you or envy you for what you've got, Danielle, but you can't be hogging up the spotlight forever is all I'm saying. I hope you get that, but even if you don't, the Snarl Women's Championship is in need of some fresh ownership.
We begin our second half festivities with the Snarl Women's Championship at stake. Liberty Belle Danielle Heathcote defending the Snarl Women's title from the #1 contender Brenda Blair.
Welcome back, fans. This next contest, set for one fall with a 15-minute time limit, is for the Rwl Sn Rl Women's Championship.
Man, they sure are buzzing in here, huh?
Excitement as much for Brenda Blair as for Danielle Heathcote. Brenda had a lot of fans going back over the years she's been back competing, and she's got even more after that for way it raged the other night.
And I'll tell you, the place went wild when Brenda put her arm over Crystal Gabor and got that 3-count pinfall. It was just a thing of beauty, man.
There are, some people who wouldn't mind seeing the title change hands tonight, but Danielle's got fans that are serious loyalists. Afflicted with what they're calling Heathcote fever. Leave it to the fans, man. Anyways, Brenda is about to hit a boss-level challenge for sure, but she can come away with the Snarl Women's Championship if she succeeds. I'm saying it's not happening for Brenda tonight. I think it's assumed, and she's not ready, but that's just me.
Well, like Muhammad Ali looking healthy, happy, rich, and pretty. Liberty Belle Danielle Heathcote, Triple Crowner, one half of American Powers. And there she is with the Snarl Women's Championship and one half of the Women's Tag Team Championships that she shares with Patty Powers.
I've been meaning to ask you, Tex. I've thought about it, being involved with Sylvia and everything. But is it hard for you to keep business and personal separated when it comes to Danielle?
Only sometimes. And that sometimes being, I don't like watching her get beat up. But outside of that, no, we don't have any real problem with it at all. We get along fine. Life at home is perfectly normal, and you wouldn't even know. Except that, well, we're in the wrestling business.
Well, you know what? You've both been keeping very busy lately, even you, having a couple of matches here and there. Gotta say, you two do look happy.
It has not been bad at all, really, Wally. It hasn't at all. Well, Liberty Belle Danielle Heathcote, ready to defend that Snarl Women's Championship. And, well, Brenda Blair did put in a hell of a show the other night, didn't she?
Introducing first the challenger from San Jose, California. Please welcome Brenda Blair. Her opponent from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, residing in Burkburnett, Texas. She's an RW Star Women's Championship. All-American Liberty Bell, Danielle Heathcote.
You know, Danielle hasn't said much about it, but I got a gut feeling that her and Brenda Blair are not going to get along too good. Well, guys, it seems like just a couple of nights ago I was calling Danielle's match for the Joyce Grable Memorial title, and here we are again, defending the Snarl Women's title from Brenda Blair. Walt Rothburn rings the bell. They come center ring. Brenda Blair opens up with a series of shots. Has Danielle up into a backbreaker. Danielle Heathcote already laid out on the canvas. Brenda Blair opens up with a stomp. Rounds up Danielle. Gets a hold of her. Has her on a front cradle. Has her up over the shoulder. Hangs her up over the top rope. Down goes Liberty Bell Danielle. There's a stomp to the midsection again. Brenda Blair opening up on Danielle. Wrist clutch kick followed up with a forearm. Brenda Blair going to work here on Danielle Heathcote. Stomping the hands and fingers. It is just about bending the rule book as far as you can get it. Brenda Blair up on the top turnbuckle. Dives and drops the leg right across the throat of Liberty Bell Danielle Heathcote. She is in trouble, and look at this, Brenda Blair playing with her food here. Just kicking spitefully. Danielle gets a hold of her. Hard whip to the ropes. Danielle counters with a kick to the midsection. Drop toe hold into a leg lock. Referee Walt Rothburn asking what Brenda Blair wants to do. Brenda counters, delivers a couple of shots, disengages the hold, gets herself back up to a standing position. Moves in into a sleeper hold on Liberty Bell Danielle. Now Danielle, pretty good at sleeper hold herself, and knows the escape route right there. There it is, a jawjacker. Brenda Blair stunned momentarily, taken down into the drop toe hold and a leg lock again. Man, well, she's consistent if anything. Brenda Blair with another couple of shots, disengages herself from the hold again, gets a hold of Liberty Bell Danielle. Has her all the way up, slams her down, scoop slam. Here's a cover and a hook of the leg. One, not even one. Not even one. Brenda Blair can't believe it. Well, it's still early days yet, huh? Brenda Blair escorting Liberty Bell Danielle to the ropes. A hard right hand. Brenda gets a, oh man, using the top rope to choke Liberty Bell Danielle, then yanks it. And down goes Danielle. She's in trouble. She's been having some problems here. Here's a kick. Back up to a standing position. Danielle opens up with a series of hard right hands. Gets a hold of Brenda Blair. Gut wrench suplex. Takes her down. Goes for the cover and hooks the leg. One. And just about a 1.5. Brenda Blair powering out of the kick. Oh man. Liberty Bell Danielle puts her over the top rope onto the apron. There's a hard shot from Danielle. There's another hard right. She joins Brenda Blair out on the apron. And slams Brenda Blair into the lip of the apron. Again, the Snarl Women's Championship on the line here as Danielle stretches Brenda Blair on the outside with referee Walt Rothburn counting. Hard overhand right to the top of the head of Brenda Blair. Brenda counters, gets back up on her feet. The referee urging the ladies to get it back inside the ring. Kick to the midsection from Brenda Blair. Brenda has her up. Oh, man. Brainbuster. Brenda Blair gets a hold of Danielle, rolls her back inside the ring. And Danielle been a little skimpy on the offense here. Brenda whipped to the ropes. There's a kitchen sink knee from Danielle. Danielle rebounds off the ropes. A leg drop across the throat of Brenda Blair. Brenda rolls out to the outside for a reset. Comes on back inside. Danielle gets a hold of the ankle. That was so quick. Into an ankle lock. Another possible submission here. Walt Rothburn checking things out with Brenda Blair, and she is in trouble. No ropes to get to. Danielle releases the hold. Well, now she must have other plans. Brenda Blair rolls out to the floor. Liberty Bell Danielle all the way up on the top turnbuckle. Here we go. Double axe handle finds the mark across the head of Brenda Blair. Brenda rounded up by Liberty Bell Danielle Heathcote. Got her all the way up for the suplex, but Brenda counters, goes behind, rear waist lock. Pitches Danielle into the ring steps. And the Blair. Again. Messing with the mind of Liberty Bell Danielle Heathcote. Not a good thing to do. Don't lose her temper. There's a snapmare. And a grinding boot into the face of Danielle. And the Blair. Trying the patience of the Snarl Women's Champion here. Pitches are halfway across to the opposing side of the ring. Followed up with a stomp to the midsection. Again, Brenda Blair. Playing games with her food is not a wise idea. Not with Danielle. Alright, well, Brenda Blair gets Liberty Bell Danielle back inside the ring. Taking her sweet time about getting back in there. Danielle almost back up to her feet. Here we go. Brenda catches a jumping elbow from Danielle Heathcote. Danielle moves in. Now here's the sleeper hold on the other side of things. The shoes on the other foot for Brenda Blair. Danielle got it locked in pretty good. Danielle again releasing the hold. Not sure what that's about. But here we go. Try for the wraparound DDT, but Brenda Blair too quick for that one. Danielle forced into the far corner. There's an elbow to the face from Brenda Blair. Brenda again stomping the hands and fingers of Liberty Bell Danielle Heathcote. He wants that Snarls Women's Championship bad. Flops up Danielle, takes her down to the canvas. Oh, here we go. She's tying Danielle up into the Windsor knot. And you know what that means? A kick swift in the ass. Not very painful, but pretty humiliating. Danielle rolls out to the floor. Brenda Blair off the top, elbow across the chest from 10 feet up. And Brenda Blair in control of things right now. Danielle nails the wraparound DDT on the floor on the outside. The ref's counting. Danielle rounds Brenda up, rolls her back inside the ring. Follows her on in herself. Danielle moves in. Brenda gets a grip on her. Danielle counters with elbows. Backs Brenda off, gets a hold of her. Has her up in the front cradle. Takes a little walk with her. Hangs her up off the top rope. Brenda Blair catches a stomp from Liberty Bell Danielle. The Snarl Women's Champion winds up the arm. There's a kick to the chest of Brenda Blair. Brenda catches a flip over neck whip from Danielle. Brenda makes her way to the apron on the outside, using the ropes to stand herself on up. Hard right from Liberty Bell Danielle. Brenda Blair counters. Hard shot. They lock up. Danielle with a one-arm suplex on Brenda Blair. A stomp to the midsection. A clubbing double axe handle to the head of Brenda Blair. Well, Danielle did not appreciate all that stuff. Flip over neck whip from Brenda. Danielle flipped over. Brenda Blair gets stretched again. Danielle Heathcote on the aggression now. In control of things at the present time. Winds up Brenda Blair again. And snaps the arm. Oh, man. Danielle covers, hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3. Well, that's about it. The Snarl Women's Championship is retained by Liberty Bell Danielle by pinfall.
The time, 8 minutes and 12 seconds. Your winner by pinfall, and still Snarl Women's Champion, Liberty Bell Danielle Heathcote.
Well, she took out Rockin' Robin at Ladies' Night the other night. She has just taken out Brenda Blair to retain the Snarl Women's Championship. I guess that takes care of Liberty Bell's dance card for a little while. Maybe she can actually stop and take a breath for a bit. A very impressive win for Liberty Bell Danielle Heathcote over the #1 contender for the Snarl Women's Championship, Brenda Blair. And, well, credit to Brenda Blair. She put in a really good effort, but it just wasn't enough against Liberty Bell Danielle. We'll be back with more RWL Snarl right after the break. Stick around.
Moving on, back-to-back ladies matches, tag team division this time. with Callie Parrish and Silver Bullet Jody Haller, the Texan Ladies Association, and the ever-present and ever-pesky AJ Lee. And Shotzi Blackheart should be a hot one. The following ladies tag team contest is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first, accompanied by MJ Ferrantino from Baytown, Texas, Callie Parrish, and from Killeen, Texas, Silver Bullet Jody Haller, the Texan Ladies Association.
Oh, yee-haw and yee-yee. Cowgirl Kelly and Silver Bullet Jody Haller, the Texan Ladies Association, accompanied by MJ Ferrantino, the former ladies tag team champions, and they were top dogs for a nice chunk of time. Looking back to get in the tag team championship game at some point in the future, and every match brings them a little bit closer. It's going to be a tough one tonight.
Their opponents, the team of Shotzi Blackheart and AJ Lee. And how about this nasty little pair, Shotzi and AJ, just coming off a short series of battles with American powers, but they certainly aren't giving up or folding the tents just yet. And so, they've taken this match against the former women's tag champions in the hope of some justifiable advancement, but damn sure against the views of most fans, and they're leaning towards the Texans.
Well, see, they're leaning towards the Texans because they're intelligent fans, TV. See, got you right there. Callie Parrish and Shotzi starting this one off. As Willie Johnson rings the bell, they come center ring. Shotzi misses with the kick, gets a hold of Callie Parrish, drives a knee into her head. Callie Parrish rolls out of the way, moves in with this wheelbarrow DDT from Callie as she steps out, and in steps Silver Bullet Jody Haller. The Texan ladies tag early and tag often all the time. Jody with a Hurricane Rana on Shotzi Blackheart. Does a knee into the arm of Shotzi. Shotzi catches a kick to the back. Jody Haller steps out. Here comes Callie Parrish again with this. Rebound off the bottom rope moonsault. MJ Ferrantino having himself a good time watching it all. This is the original team that he had managed exclusively, and look at him now. He's got a stable, sizable baseball team. Jody Haller tagged in again. Off the top rope moonsault to Shotzi Blackheart. And another, but that one doesn't connect. Shotzi gets the hell out of the way. A drop kick from Shotzi takes Jody Haller down, and here comes AJ Lee on the tag. AJ Lee is locked up, catches a kick from Jody Haller. Haller gonna take her for a walk. Off the top rope arm drag. And away goes AJ Lee. Jody rounds it up. Short DDT. Head first into the canvas. A little series of rocket-style kicks. Jody Haller with a Silver Bullet drives a knee into the arm of AJ Lee. Takes it on out of town. Here comes Callie Parrish again. AJ Lee just getting to her feet here. Hard couple of rights from Callie Parrish. Callie whips AJ Lee to her team's corner. Locks her up. Drives her head into the turnbuckle. Delivers a shot to the back. Oh, this is an... Oh, man. AJ Lee just catching it from Callie Parrish. Hard right, and out of the corner falls AJ Lee. Callie Parrish opening fire here. Whoa! Wicked kick to the head to AJ Lee. AJ Lee rounded up. A set of kicks to the head. The moonsault fails to connect. AJ Lee getting the knees up just in time. Hard forearm. Takes Callie Parrish down to the canvas. AJ Lee tags up. Here comes Shotzi. Callie Parrish waiting for her. They lock it up. Oh, nasty jawjacker. Callie Counters with a shot to the midsection. Rebounds off the ropes, gets a hold of her, and here we go. Whirlicane Rana time for Shotzi Blackheart. As Jody Heller is brought in on the tag, likewise AJ Lee. Fresh partners all the way around. A kick from AJ Lee. Quick little rollout from Jody Heller, but AJ Lee delivers a series of shots. Gets her against the ropes. Now choking her with the ropes. Well, now, AJ Lee, not known for being very nice. Jody Heller back up on her feet. Couple of hard shots. One of them turns her around. AJ slams her down. Reverse Russian leg sweep. A stomp to the shoulder of the Silver Bullet, Jody Heller. AJ Lee taking advantage. Jody Heller being down on the canvas. A series of kicks. AJ Lee is getting brutal and unloading. Putting the boots to Jody Heller. A hard right from AJ, a slap, a right, a chop. Jody Heller puts on the brakes, rebounds off the ropes, gets a hold of AJ Lee, and guess who's going for a ride? Well, now, oh man, okay. They lock up. Jody Heller with a snap suplex on AJ Lee. All the way up to the top turnbuckle. He turns it around. Here we go. Oh, man. Beautiful moonsault. AJ Lee caught all of it. And here's a cover. 1, 2. Oh, man. Almost a 3. Real close. Jody Heller shoved away by AJ Lee. A disrespectful slap to the face from Jody Heller. AJ Lee whips her over the top rope out onto the apron. And Enziguri finishes the job out onto the floor. Went the Silver Bullet, and here comes Shotzi Blackheart on the tag. Referee Willie Johnson counting Jody Heller on the outside. Shotzi goes through the ropes and crashes and burns spectacularly. That was beautiful for crashing and burning. Both ladies trading shots on the outside. A kick to the midsection from Silver Bullet Jody Heller. Jody makes her way back inside. Oh yeah, a little yee-haw and yee-doggy and yee-yee all right now. Oh man. Here we go. Shotzi catching a tornado DDT from the Silver Bullet as Kelly Parrish is bought in on the tag. Shotzi Blackheart rounded up, hard forearm, takes her down to the canvas. Kelly Parrish drives a knee into the arm of Shotzi Blackheart. Delivers a couple of kicks, rebounds off the rope, and there we go, another moonsault. The Texan ladies, they sure do love to fly. Oh man, well, reverse Hurricane Rana to Shotzi as Jody Heller is brought in on the tag. Shotzi Blackheart counting the ring lights here, catches another moonsault from Jody Heller. The Silver Bullet whips her to the far right corner. Shotzi quick to get the hell out of there. Drives both knees into the face. And Jody Heller, Shotzi Blackheart on the middle rope. Here we go. Top rope Hurricane Rana, beautifully executed by Shotzi Blackheart. AJ Lee comes in on the tag. Jody Heller waiting right there for a drop kick. Takes AJ Lee down to the mat. AJ counters, slams Jody Heller down to the mat. And here comes Shotzi Blackheart again. I gotta say, both these teams functioning very efficiently. Hard slap from the Silver Bullet. Shotzi whipped to the far right corner. Set up on the top turnbuckle. But Shotzi says, no you don't. A kick to the face backs her off. A knee to the midsection from Shotzi. Sets it up. Pendulum facebuster from Shotzi Blackheart. Followed up with a stomp to the arm. Shotzi takes herself out of the equation and brings in AJ Lee. AJ assuming control for her team, and the momentum's gone back and forth quite a bit here. Whoa! Wicked low kick from AJ Lee. Here's a cover and a hook of the leg. 1, 2. But no, afraid not. Jody Heller kicking out of the pin. A.J. Lee quickly countered by the Silver Bullet. Jody Heller gets a hold of her. Beautiful spinning slam. Jody rounds up A.J. Lee again. Oh man, another Hurricane Rana. As Jody Heller beats it out of town and hands it over to Kelly Parrish. The Texan ladies with another moonsault on A.J. Lee. Kelly Parrish takes over for her team, drives a knee into the arm of A.J. Lee. And the momentum has shifted in favor of the Texan Ladies Association. Oh man, A.J. Lee crashing into the middle turnbuckle head first. Ouch. Kelly Parrish nails her with another moonsault. Kelly rounds up A.J. Lee again. A.J. counters with a kick to the midsection, gets a hold of her. Kelly counters with a kick and follows up with another moonsault. Unbelievable. Rebound off the ropes. And there's another Hurricane Rana for A.J. Lee. He takes a ride going towards the corner. As Silver Bullet Jody Heller is brought in on the tag again. A.J. Lee laid out. As Jody takes herself topside. A.J. Lee quickly making a hot tag to Shotzi Blackheart. Jody abandons the high-risk maneuver. Winds up getting slammed. Shotzi on the top turnbuckle, diving senton. And here's a cover from Shotzi Blackheart. 1, 2. Again, no dice. Jody Heller refusing to go down with the ship here. Hard kick to the back from Shotzi. Shotzi Blackheart misses with the drop kick to the head. Jody Heller catches a shot to the midsection. Jody catches an enziguri. Shotzi Blackheart not giving up either. Look at this inverted atomic drop, takes her down. Double drop kick to the legs. Ouch. And a heel hook stretch from Shotzi Blackheart. Jody Heller starting to find herself in a little trouble here. Here's a cover. 1, 2. No, not even the 2. Jody Heller kicking out of the pin. Shotzi Blackheart drives an elbow into Jody Heller. Jody counters with a kick, quickly gets back up on her feet and wisely beats it out of town. And here comes Kelly Parrish. Kelly Parrish moves in, catches a kick. Shotzi rebounds off the rope. A beautiful Hurricane Rana with a kip up. Kelly counters with a kick. Rebounds off the top rope, fails to connect with the moonsault. Must have misjudged the distance somehow. Gets her head slammed to the mat from Shotzi. Shotzi winds up with a couple of kicks. Takes herself all the way up to the top turnbuckle. Kelly Parrish catches a big-time crossbody from Shotzi Blackheart. Followed up with a stomp to the chest. Kelly catches another kick from Shotzi. All the way up over the shoulders and hung up on the top rope. Kelly Parrish now starting to lose the momentum here, as A.J. Lee is brought in on the tag. This match more than halfway through, still no sign of a pin or a tap out. Here's a submission, possibly a leg lock from A.J. Lee. Kelly Parrish counters and escapes the hold. Gets a hold of A.J. Lee. Like she's going to walk her to her team's corner. Head first into the turnbuckle she goes. A.J. quickly out of there. Misses with the kick. Kelly Parrish goes behind, drives both knees into the back of A.J. Lee. Followed up with a stomp to the head. MJ Ferrantino remaining phenomenally calm through all of this. Look at this. That was beautiful. A.J. Lee going for a lot of rods tonight. Drop kick to the back of the head from Kelly Parrish. Parrish again driving the knee into the arm of A.J. Lee. Off the top rope moonsault. Here's a cover and a hook of the leg. 1, 2. Only a 2. Shotzi there to break up the pin. Whips Jody Heller to the outside. A.J. Lee slammed to the canvas by Kelly Parrish. Followed up with a stomp to the arm. Kelly Parrish firmly in control of things here. Here's another moonsault to A.J. Lee. And another ambitious young lady, isn't she? Shotzi Blackheart with a pendulum facebuster on Jody Heller on the outside. Callie Parrish changes her mind about the high-risk maneuver. And another pendulum facebuster to Shotzi on Jody Heller. She's in big trouble too. A moonsault off the ropes to AJ Lee from Callie Parrish. Callie comes off the top rope. Another moonsault that doesn't connect. Catches knees from AJ Lee instead. And finally, some orders restored, and I guess the ladies are back at their respective tag team corners. Yes, they are. Shotzi Blackheart brought in on the tag. Callie Parrish waiting right there for her. Catches an arm drag from Shotzi. They lock up. Callie Parrish escorting Shotzi to the far right corner. Head first into the turnbuckle. Shotzi quickly out of the corner. Catches a hard shot from Callie Parrish. Shotzi up against the ropes. Gets turned around. Now she's just getting bounced back and forth with hard forearms from Callie Parrish. Another moonsault. Here's a cover. 1, 2. I wonder if it's possible for one to be moonsaulted to death. It's never happened before, but first time for everything. Jody Heller caught in on the tag. Shotzi Blackheart laid out just about center ring. Jody takes herself all the way up to the top turnbuckle. She's got her target sighted. Shotzi Blackheart stands up. Double axe handle finds the mark to the back of the head of Shotzi. Shotzi counters, slams Jody Heller down to the canvas, takes a walk for herself, brings in AJ Lee on the tag. Jody Heller moves in on AJ, implanted her face into the canvas with that DDT. Here's a cover. 1, 2. Oh man, almost. Jody Heller gets a hold of Shotzi, but Shotzi counters with elbows, delivers the knee to Jody Heller. Jody with a hard forearm to Shotzi, gets a hold of her. Here's a kick to the midsection and a face buster to Shotzi Blackheart. Jody Heller returning her attention to AJ Lee. Rounds her up, gets a hold of her. Hard whip to the far right corner. Jody Heller sitting AJ Lee up on that top turnbuckle for something bad. And here it goes. Wheelbarrow Bulldog with a sit out. Now ain't that cute? Jody Heller covers AJ, hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3, and finally this one comes to an end. The Texas Ladies Association picking up the win by pinfall.
The time, 15 minutes and 37 seconds. Your winners by pinfall, the Texan Ladies Association.
A true case of don't mess with Texas in this one, with Callie and Jody Heller staying in for long haul and battling back against AJ Lee and Shotzi over and over, never slowing down or crapping out. That's why the Texan ladies are former tag champions and may very well be there again sometime, and time will give us that story. But for tonight, Callie and Jody chalking up a big old W, and we'll be back with more Rwl Sn Rl and our next match in just a minute.
Alright, coming up in tag team competition, two of the most evil douche nozzles we got, Papa Shango and the boogeyman of the Sectarians, facing two of the greatest that pro wrestling has ever produced, the immortal Hulk Hogan and RWL's greatest of all time, Mr. Hercules.
The following tag team contest is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first, accompanied by Kazmanson, representing the Sectarians, and at a combined weight of 540 pounds here are Papa Shango and the Boogeyman. These guys again, they just keep coming on back, and you've thrown just about everything at them, including yourself, JBL, and the $1 Million Man. And now you've got Hulk Hogan. And Herc involved in this too?
Herc came to me himself, pulled me aside, asked me why I've not included him in Money Incorporated V2. That is why Herc is here tonight with Hulk Hogan.
So, you and your consortium of wrestling millionaires have ponied up to put Hogan and Herc together just to beat on the Sectarians.
Isn't it lovely?
Fair warning, Tex, these nutbags don't scare easy. In fact, Papa Shango and the Hulkster have locked horns before, in case you've forgotten. Oh yeah, I know. He and Herc will make an awesome team, but can they put these jokers down, do you think?
If they can't, I will eat my mask, Mr. Cardell.
Their opponents at a combined weight of 610 pounds from Venice Beach, California, the immortal Hulk Hogan, and from Hollywood, California, our WL legend, Mr. Hercules.
I gotta admit, you wrestling millionaires can certainly cook. What a pairing. The Babe Ruth of pro wrestling, along with the greatest superstar our WL has ever produced. With over 40 championship reigns between them, it's gonna be a hard team for the sectarians to get past for sure.
And no, I'm not looking for Hulkster and Hurt to permanently incapacitate the sectarians. No, that would be too much to hope for. But they can definitely slow them down for a couple of days, possibly a couple of weeks. All right, it's going to be Papa Shango and the Hulkster starting things off. Well, they're familiar with each other, if anything. There'll definitely be something to go on. All right, well, here we go. Walt Rothburn rings the bell. They come center ring. They lock it up. Papa Shango lines up the arm. There's a kick to Hulk Hogan. Shango with a stomp to the shoulder of the Hulkster. Hulkster rounded back up. Shango whips him to the far corner. There's a running boot to the face, and down went Hulk Hogan. The Hulkster taking a bit of a beating already. Papa Shango unloads with a series of right hands. The Hulkster catches a boot to the face from Papa Shango. Turns his attention to Mr. Hercules and hangs him up off the top rope. And Herc is not going to appreciate that, not one bit. Papa Shango still working on Hulk Hogan as Kaz Manson looks on. A disgusting little weasel. There's a cover, one. But no, just one. Hulk Hogan finds his way out, but still hasn't mounted any offense yet. The Hulkster, whip to the opposing team's corner, catches a poke in the face from Papa Shango. Taken down to the canvas. Jumps over off the middle rope crossbody to Hulk Hogan. Papa Shango channeling whatever nastiness goes on in his mind. Hulk Hogan makes his way to the corner. Here comes Mr. Hercules. Catches a DDT from Papa Shango. Hurt opens up with a series of shots and kicks and a spin kick. Takes Papa Shango down to the canvas. Here comes Hurt with the cover. One, two, almost a two. Papa Shango getting the left shoulder up. Hurt rebounds off the ropes and lands absolutely nowhere. Locks up with Papa Shango. Shango's got him up. There's a rib breaker from Papa Shango. They lock up. Hurt whips Shango to the ropes. Makes the duck under. Ooh, a knee to the midsection and another spin kick from Mr. Hercules. Here comes the boogeyman for the first time in this one. Shoulder tackle takes Hurt down. Back up on his feet, a running kick takes the boogeyman down to the canvas. Mr. Hercules snaps the leg on the boogeyman. And Big Hurt came in guns blazing. Boogeyman counter whips Hurt to the corner. Hangs him up in the tree of woe. Oh, this can't be good. Hulk Hogan, brought in by the boogeyman the hard way, delivers a kick to Hurt's chest, slams Hulk Hogan's head down to the canvas, rebounds off the ropes to the boogeyman. With a crossbody splash on the Hulkster, Hurt gets out of the tree of woe, delivers a clothesline to the boogeyman. Tags him with another right. They lock up. The boogeyman whips Hurt to the far corner. Gets a hold of him, hangs him up in the tree of woe again. Oh no, man. Then walks away. Tags in Papa Shango. Left Hurt hanging up there, but he's out of it. There's a hard right to the head from Papa Shango. The voodoo weirdo with a set of wrist clutch kicks. So Mr. Hercules followed up with a clothesline. Herc rounded up hard right from Papa Shango. Shango deftly steps over. Herc getting back up to his feet. Gets a hold of Papa Shango, takes him to the corner. Bangs that big old ball head into the turnbuckle, delivers a shot to the ribs and then another one. Takes a walk for himself, turns into Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan moves in on Papa Shango and immediately gets opened up on. There's a clothesline to the back of the head that takes Hulk Hogan down to the canvas. Papa Shango eyeballing Mr. Hercules. I guess that's who he's after, is a stomp to the back of Hulk Hogan. Papa Shango turns it on Herc, delivers a hard right. Herc remains unfazed. Hogan whipped to the corner. Papa Shango yanking on the arm using the ropes. Papa Shango catches a counter from Hulk Hogan, who gets out of the corner, gets a hold of Papa Shango, winds up the arm, takes him down to the canvas, delivers a leg drop across the arm of Papa Shango. There's a stomp to the back. Hulk Hogan finally mounting some offense here. The Hulkster waiting on Papa Shango here. Drops a knee across his head. Papa Shango out on the apron, making his way to a standing. Kaz Manson getting into it with Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan don't care. He's going right back after Papa Shango. Tags him with a couple of rights and out to the floor he goes. Hogan hangs up the boogeyman on the top rope, leaving both sectarians all messed up as Mr. Hercules is brought in on the tag. Kaz Manson looking a little bit worried about his boys as Herc steps to the outside, changes his mind and rolls back in. Papa Shango moves in, catches a hip toss from Mr. Hercules. A series of kicks right to the head of Papa Shango as Hulk Hogan is brought in again. The Hulkster moves in on Papa Shango, gets a hold of him, has him up over the shoulders, but Papa Shango counters, gets a hold of Hulk Hogan, gouges the eyes. Hogan gets a grip on him again, winds him up, takes him down to the canvas, drops a leg on the arm of Papa Shango. Hogan with a clothesline takes him down, and now dribbling his head on the canvas. Goes for the cover and hooks the leg here. One. Just one. Man. Papa Shango refusing to give up here as the Hulkster rounds him up again. Hard whip to the corner. Mr. Hercules tagged in. Here comes a double team, an air-assisted crossbody as Herc drops 300 pounds on Papa Shango. Opens up with a series of mounted lefts and a slap to the face of Papa Shango. Herc starts to open up here. Shango sweeps the leg, takes Herc down. Mr. Hercules rounded up, whipped into the referee, catches a right to the head. Shango gets a hold of him again. Scoop slams him center ring, rebounds off the ropes, drops the elbow right across the chest of Mr. Hercules. Herc trying to get to his feet, Papa Shango right there. Gets a hold of him, wrist clutch kicks to the chest of Mr. Hercules, followed up with a clothesline, down he goes. Papa Shango quickly countered by Herc with a shot to the midsection, a rebound off the ropes and a flying punch. Takes Papa Shango down to the canvas. Herc goes for the cover and hooks the leg. 1, 2. Another near fall. Papa Shango finding his way out again. Man, Herc's getting frustrated. Shango whips to the corner. Mr. Hercules opens up with a hard series of shots. Papa Shango collapses to a seated position in the far corner as Herc starts to put the boots to Papa Shango here. All the way up, both knees right into the chest of Papa Shango. Herc covers, hooks a leg. 1. Boogeyman right there to break it up. Mr. Hercules rallying the fans here in Toronto. A series of mounted punches to the head of Papa Shango and another disrespectful slap to the face. Here's a cover. 1, 2. Well, now, Mr. Hercules wrapping this one up in pretty quick fashion. He and Hulk Hogan picking up the win by pinfall.
The time, 8 minutes and 21 seconds. Your winners by pinfall, Hulk Hogan and Mr. Hercules.
Well, that was pretty, and it put a smile on my face. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back with more RWL Sn Rl right after the break.
Tonight's main event features the Triple Crown King of the Monsters, the Mexican monolith Warlord Santos, celebrating his RWL United States title win tonight by accepting a non-title open challenge from no less than former No Rules champ Bruiser Brody.
Tonight's Star main event is a non-title contest set for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, from Santa Fe, New Mexico, weighing 312 pounds, here is Bruiser Brody. It's main event time, and Bruiser Brody has talked both Warlord Santos and himself into this non-title match with the freshly recoronated Triple Crown King of the Monsters. And you know both Santos and Sylvia. Neither one of them was gonna back down from a challenge from anyone. And Santos isn't the least bit scared of Brody, like lots of wrestlers in the back are. And since it's a non-title match, Santos doesn't see it as a throwaway match at all, but rather an opportunity to give the fans what they come to the show for. His opponent from Hidalgo, Mexico, weighing 496 pounds, he's the RWL United States Super Heavyweight and King of Legends champion, the Mexican monolith, Warlord Santos.
Even a guy that big is going to have problems carrying around 3 championships.
He seems to be doing just fine, man. The Mexican monolith, recently relieving Macho Man Randy Savage of the United States Championship to once again reign as a Triple Crown champion. But Santos has never been the kind to kick back with the trophies. No, he's right back in there tonight, fighting this non-title scrap with Brody, a former multi-time No Rules champion. And if Brody is on the hunt for gold, Santos needs to worry, since he's holding so much of what Brody might be after.
There's definitely something in that Wally. Santos has 3 of the big ones, all titles that someone like Brody would believe would look really good on them instead of Santos. And Brody is big and bad enough to make that happen for himself, even though I'm sure Warlord Santos doesn't share Brody's views on the matter.
I don't know if I've said it before, but I like the way you guys think. Well, this is definitely going to be a hellified main event with 2 really big, really mean dudes. Man, Brody looks determined, don't he? Alright, well, Willie Johnson rings the bell. Santos charges as a clothesline, takes Brody down to the canvas. He locks Brody up, gets a hold of the trunks, has him up, slams him right back down again, follows it up with a stomp right to the head of Bruiser Brody. Brody counters with a shot to the midsection, goes behind on Santos. Santos backs him off with a butt bump. Brody opens up with a couple of shots, takes down Santos to the canvas, gets a hold of him, drives a knee right into the head of the Mexican monolith. Brody drives an elbow into the leg of Warlord Santos, takes himself up to the middle rope, cross body dive on the Mexican monolith. Brody with a series of shots and kicks and a DDT that takes him down. Here's a cover, 1, just the 1. Santos powering out of that pin pretty quick. Misses with the swing. Brody nails him with the right that spins him around. He goes behind, clubbing blow to the chest. He takes a little walk across the chest of the Mexican monolith. Well, it's big enough to do that. Santos with a clothesline takes Brody down. Brody gets locked up, winds up over the shoulders. Santos has him up in the powerbomb position. Oh no, he didn't. Oh man, just pitched him out to the floor. A powerbomb to the outside from the Mexican monolith, who changes his mind on the high-risk maneuver, goes with the clothesline instead. Brody caught up from behind, gets slammed down the canvas. Santos quickly covers, hooks the leg, 1, just a 1. Brody powers out of the pin. There's a hard drive from Santos. Brody charges right into a power slam. Man, Warlord Santos definitely on his game here. Knee to the midsection to Brody. Santos has him up. Brody counters, goes behind, chop block to the knee of the Mexican monolith. Santos rolls to the outside. Brody all the way up on the top. Here we go. Double axe handle from 10 feet up. Brody with a chop, a kick, another kick, a hard right, a chop to the chest, another right, drop kick to the knee. And the Mexican monolith does a whole lot of shots in one combination. Brody drives him into the barricade. Santos rolled back inside the ring by Bruiser Brody, who has the advantage now. Taking his time about getting back in there too. Santos back up on his feet. Pacing like a caged animal too. Oh man. Brody finally decides to bring it back inside the ring. Santos charges, misses with the clothesline. Brody nails him with the right. A spin kick. And it took Santos down. There's an elbow to the leg. Brody turns him over. Drives the knee into the canvas. Bruiser Brody regaining control of things at the moment. Brody turns Santos over again. Gonna drive the knee into the canvas one more time. Brody misses with the rolling elbow. Santos back up, charges. First there's a clothesline that takes Brody down. Santos drags him center ring. Gets a hold of Brody. Drives a knee into his skull. Santos dragging Bruiser Brody towards center ring. Brody back up on his feet. Catches a right from Santos. Santos goes behind. There's a German suplex. Rounds Brody up again. And there's a clothesline that spins Brody ass over tea kettle. Here's a cover. 1, 2. And again. Shut up, man. Bruiser Brody finding his way out of the pin. Santos having to redo from start here. Chop. He gets a hold of Brody. Brody counters with a kick. Locks up Santos. Santos counters with a knee. Brody locks him up again. Another knee from the Mexican monolith. Brody whipped to the ropes. Santos misses with the elbow. Brody puts on the brakes. Santos gets a hold of him hard. Shot to the midsection. A kick to the midsection too. Santos has him up. There's a spinning power bomb and sit out. And Brody is trying to figure it all out right now. What little he can. Santos dragging Brody towards center. Goes for the cover and hooks a leg. 1, 2. Pretty well put the cap on this one. Warlord Santos defeats Bruiser Brody by pinfall.
The time, 4 minutes and 56 seconds. Your winner by pinfall, Warlord Santos. I'm not used to seeing Bruiser Brody get ragdolled by anyone, but seeing it actually happen is pretty amazing. And it says a lot about the type of opponent Warlord Santos can be. We've seen Brody straight destroy some of his opponents, and I have never seen him physically abused like Santos just did. Wow, there are times the Mexican monolith just seems unstoppable.
Well, this is a guy that don't drop a whole lot of his matches, GB. And if they're title matches, he especially doesn't drop them.
Okay, gang, that's all we got time for this week on Snarl. Hey, an extra special thank you to all our viewers, subscribers, and guests for following our WL and helping to boost the channel's presence. We seriously appreciate you. All right, next our WL telecast will be Monday night, August 11th, when our WL Rage returns with Don Hickson and his merry band. Till next Saturday, for all of us here at our WL, Wally Cardell saying thanks, good night, and be safe.